all those thousands of decisions that are made over capital projects, and we have many people to thank, though not thousands. We have some special people who joined us here today, without whose support none of us would be here, and you'll get to meet many of them. As you know, Flushing Town Hall is honored to be part of New York City's prestigious cultural institutions group, the CIGs, and we're also a Smithsonian affiliate. Because of those two honors, we work with many agencies and individuals on an ongoing basis that provide critical funding and guidance. So I'd like to echo Howard's comments with my own heartfelt thanks, and please hold your applause till the end. Mayor Michael Bloomberg, the Queensborough President, the Honorable Helen Marshall, the Honorable John Liu, the Comptroller of the City of New York, who is the former council member of this district, District 20, Speaker Christine Quinn, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, Kate Levin, Commissioner, Tim Thayer, Assistant Commissioner, Andy Burmeister, the Assistant Commissioner, Capital Projects, New York City Department of Design and Construction, Mike Nastasi, the Assistant Commissioner, Gus Krathari, New York City Council Member Jimmy Van Bramer, District 26, who's also the chair of the Committee on Cultural Affairs, Libraries, and International Intergroup Relations. New York City Council Member Lyra Comrie, District 27, Deputy Mayor, Leader, and Chair of the Queens Delegation, and New York City Council Member Peter Koo, District 20. Also Claire Schulman, former Borough President, today represented by Teresa Lenz. We also have with us Council Member Danny Drum, Council Member Peter Vallone, so thank you all for coming. Our newly restored garden is becoming an oasis for our community, who've been stepping in to enjoy a quiet respite from the hustle and bustle of Flushing. We've welcomed weddings since the garden is reopened here in this beautiful space, have hosted Google volunteers who have made birdhouses in the garden under the tutelage of one of our teaching artists, held a sun printing workshop through the Long Island City artists, whose exhibition can be enjoyed in our galleries, and this Sunday we kick off our first concert series in the garden with a free rock and roll dance party. So get out your dancing shoes. As part of our ongoing partnership with Queens College, we're presenting Romeo and Juliet with a twist, making use of the entire facility, and also yoga in the garden, in partnership with our neighbors Yumcha Yoga. We look forward to many more programs and celebrations as we continue to utilize this beautiful garden. So spread the word that our garden is open and ready for your celebration. I have a few more very important thank yous that we would be remiss if not mentioned. So let me also thank the following people. These are people that we at Flushing Town Hall work with every single day. They help smooth the way for us and our cultural colleagues with funding, guidance, and a listening ear. So our heartfelt thanks again to Tim Thayer, Andy Burmeister, and Adeline Chin, with a particular shout out to Leonard Jacobs, Director of the Cultural Institutions Unit, who represents DCA on our Board of Directors, and who is a tireless advocate for the arts, offering us tremendous advice, wisdom, and perspective, as well as being a dear friend. I also want to give a special thanks to Diana Conti, Alyssa Gerber, Irene Albert, and Charlie Lynn of the DDC, who worked daily to make sure this project was completed successfully. I'd also like to thank members of the Queensborough President's Office. I'm always amazed how they understand all of the forms that have to be filled out. It's quite astounding. Mark Scott, Alex Rosa, Terry Osborne, and the deputies and borough directors and chiefs of staff of all the city council members that we work with during the year. You are all gems, and we don't take your hard work lightly. I also want to thank our wonderful board of directors, particularly our president, Howard Graff, who I think wins the most vote for the most capital project meetings attended by a board president of any institution anywhere. And our terrific staff, particularly Bob Kaplan, our Facilities and Capital Projects Manager, Kevin Megan, our Operations and Rentals Manager, for their yeoman efforts to complete this project. And special friends, the Flushing Rotary, New York Community Bank Foundation, Chobani Yogurt, and board member Elaine DeRosa. They all pitched in to support today's ribbon cutting. I know I'm going to leave someone out, and you're like, yes, please. I'm sorry I can't mention my name, everybody who's here today, but we're delighted also to be joined by Don Capaldi, representing Congresswoman Grace Meng, New York State Senator Toby Ann Stavisky, New York State Assemblyman Ron Kim, New York State Assemblywoman Nili Rozic, Councilmember Peter Vallone, and Councilmember Danny Drum. Thank you very, very much for listening to me. We're going to have some guest remarks, then we're going to take our ribbon cutting photo, and then we can go back to eating and listening to Dandy Wellington. So ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor at this time to introduce and welcome Commissioner Kate Levin, the Commissioner of the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs.
much. And on behalf of Mayor Bloomberg, congratulations to everyone, and in particular, Ellen, Howard. Sorry you're an architect, but that means that we just got to use you and your expertise even more. And to all your colleague board members for helping to make this really wonderful new garden and historic reconstruction. The history of this building is always amazing to me every time I dip into it. Teddy Roosevelt was here, Frederick Douglass was in the neighborhood for a while here, and being able to preserve this kind of facility to make it live and go stronger and serve a whole new generation of people is extremely exciting to the city. As I'm looking around, I am recalling every inch of drama that went along with this project, the retaining wall, the wheelchair lift, etc. And I'm just thrilled that it's been able to come together in such a wonderful way. I also want to thank all the folks here from other Queens cultural institutions. It's so important that you're all here to support each other, because Queens is such a burgeoning network of really important artists and audiences, and places where they come together like Flushing Town Hall are incredibly important to our city. So to all my colleagues in government, but above all to all of you here, huge congratulations. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, New York City Comptroller John Liu, and again the former council member of District 20.
We've made a pact that we have to keep things very brief, so I just want to say Town Hall is something that I've known since I was a kid, and I used to pass by this many times, but we never had a chance to come in because there really wasn't anything to come in for. But in the last couple of decades, the real transformation of the Flushing Town Hall, from its exhibition space or the performance auditorium, the theater I should call it, to this garden or space, Howard, that we have here. This is an incredible gem we have right here in Flushing, Queens, and New York City. And I'm looking around, we have all of the cognoscenti from Flushing out here today, which really is a remarkable feat, and there's a lot to celebrate, and that's why everybody's here. So I just want to say congratulations. This is a great move forward for the Flushing Town Hall. It's a big milestone that we've reached here, and I think it just propels Flushing to even bigger and better heights. Thank you, Howard. And Ellen, you thanked everybody else, so let me take this opportunity to thank Ellen Kodaday. She has taken the Flushing Town Hall through some very difficult years. Kudos to you for keeping everything on track. Thank you. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Council Member Jimmy Van Bramer, District 26, also the Chair of the Committee on Cultural Affairs, Libraries, and International Intergroup Relations.
Thank you very much. We agreed to have short speeches, but John, I'm going to give a 30-minute address right about now. Actually, I just wanted to come by to celebrate with everybody and congratulate everyone. As Chair of Cultural Affairs for the New York City Council, it is so important that we invest in our culturals, that we expand the cultural footprint in Queens. We're doing that in so many ways in so many neighborhoods. This is part of the success story that is New York City's investment in our culturals. So I want to say also, Ellen Kodaday, you are amazing. You have done so many wonderful things here with your great staff. You continue to reinvigorate this institution, which is so important. I said that at your gala. I'll say it again. Thank you for your amazing leadership. And thank you to all the cultural leaders here, sprinkled throughout, from Long Island City to Southeast Queens to Northeastern Queens. We are single-handedly transforming the way people think of Queens, experience Queens, and they are coming to Queens in droves, spending lots of money because of culture and the arts. Everyone should remember that. We need to invest in culture and the arts. And I want to salute my colleagues in the New York City Council. I'm not sure if they're all going to get to speak, so I wanted to make sure to shout out our delegation chair, Leroy Comrie, who's an amazing champion of the arts and culture. Peter Valone Jr., also a huge supporter of the arts. Councilmember Danny Drum, who's on the Cultural Affairs Committee with me. And of course, the one and only Councilmember Peter Koo, representing this district. So thank all of them for their support.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Councilmember Leroy Comrie, District 27, the Deputy Majority Leader and Chair of Queens Delegation.
Thank you, Ellen. I'll try not to be repetitive other than to thank my colleagues in the delegation, Peter Valone, Danny Drum, and Peter Koo, who have been working to make sure that the delegation not only has funded over $1 million in the past 2 years to Flushing Town Hall, but to fund cultural groups all over the borough. And as has been said earlier, we have many cultural groups that are represented here. Jamaica Performing Arts Center, the Chocolate Factory I see is here. Queens College is here. Queens Botanical Garden is here. Queens Historical Society, which is not a cultural group yet, but we need to work on helping them as well. Queens College, that is doing wonderful cultural events as well, it is here and being represented. So I think that as a delegation, we've been proud of been able to help ensure that, working with our other colleagues in government, State Senator Stavisky and Assembly Member Nellie, I couldn't ever say it right, Ellen Rozak, to make sure that we ensure that Queens is a cultural mecca. And as we continue to improve all of these cultural institutions, we'll have more visitors, it'll encourage more economic development, more restaurants, and just make it Queens the place that we all want it to be. So I want to thank all of you for being here today. This is a wonderful addition and a necessary addition to the Flushing Town Hall so that it can be enjoyed all year, not just during inclement days, but every day of the year. Flushing Town Hall can be used and should be used on behalf of the community. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've been joined by the Queensborough President, Helen Marshall, who's made it here through the traffic.
I'm happy to be joining my fellow government officials at today's ribbon cutting for this beautiful garden. For so long, as I would come here to the different affairs that they have, I looked around the corner to see what was cooking over here. And now it's here. Let's give it a big hand. The garden provides another interesting space where we can come to learn about people and cultures from around the world. We just have to live in Queens to get that. Free this summer, we can enjoy a rock and roll house party, music from Morocco, or experience the rhythmic songs from Cuba, Mexico, Puerto Rico, performed by Adela Dalto. I hope I said that name right. D-A-L-T-O? Okay, great. So get your dancing shoes ready. I'm proud to say that during my administration, I have allocated close to $6 million of your tax money for this much-needed upgrade of Flushing Town Hall. For me, that is money well spent, so future audiences will enjoy it as much as I do. I would like to thank my fellow government representatives for their support, and thank you all, to Ellen especially, her staff, and the board of directors for their ongoing commitment to ensure this wonderful place will survive for future generations. Enjoy. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you, Madam Borough President. And our last speaker, before we do our ribbon cutting, is Councilmember Peter Koo of District 20, our very own district here in Flushing.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. We are all very happy here to celebrate the opening of this garden. Welcome to Flushing, and welcome to Flushing Town Hall. Town Hall is our own Carnegie Hall, our Lincoln Center, our art gallery, all combined together. And also our new community center now. So I want to do some business promoting this area. This place is open for weddings, for birthday parties. Please make reservations now. This is a wonderful place. This is a good place, and we are very happy this place is open. Thank you very much.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move over to the red ribbon, and our elected officials are going to be getting their scissors and doing the ribbon cutting. And then afterwards, again, feel free to go back into the gallery, listen to the wonderful music, see the great exhibit. And
I was there. I'm here. It's okay. We're good? Can I have everyone look right over here, please? Thank you.
Yeah, right. Fighting ancient steroids.
So the band is going to strike up again inside. And